Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be testing out the new FrogLube Extreme. This is supposed to be designed for extreme weathers, which here in Ohio we have both sides of the extreme. We get really hot and we get really cold. One of the disadvantages to the regular FrogLube is that if you actually run it wet, there has been some issues, and I have seen them myself with stickiness. So it's always been kind of a concern of mine. So let's take a closer look at this. What we're actually going to do is I'm going to treat two firearms of mine. We're going to freeze them, and then we're actually going to shoot them. And just to see if this stuff is really worth it. So let's head on inside and let's get these guns treated with this Extreme FrogLube, and we'll continue on with the test. We're going to go ahead and get started with this. We're going to go ahead and treat both these firearms with the FrogLube Extreme. Reason being, I picked these two firearms. My Glock 26, now that it's wintertime, this is what I generally have on my person. Also, my C9, it generally lives in a go bag in my vehicles, so you know, it's exposed to the weather all the time. So I'm going to treat these, and we are going to freeze them here after we get done, and we will test them. But I'll save you the headache of me stripping these down. So hang on one moment, and we'll get these taken apart. Okay, so here we go. Before we want to get started, I just want to disclaimer this, just so nobody thinks that my opinion is somehow steered by like free stuff or anything like that. I actually ordered this product from eBay. This was the, I guess, the gun store here. As you can see, it was shipped to me from this company. Like I said, I paid almost $14 from eBay, so I paid for this. I did not get it free, so in that case I do hope it works, but also it's not going to validate my opinion if it don't. Most of you guys know that I am a huge supporter of FrogLube, so obviously yes, I'm going to hope this works, but we're all going to find out together. So what I'm going to do to spare you the time is I am going to go ahead and heat this up, my slide, and then we're going to apply it, because I'm going to heat it even though these guns have been treated from day one. And you know, I've had the 26 for 3.5 years and it's had nothing but FrogLube. Same with the High Point. I'm going to go ahead and spare you the time here and on heating this the slide up. So give me a quick second. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. I'm sure this is probably, yeah, it's good to go. It's warm to touch. Plus, like I said, they've been treated from day one. And just, I noticed one thing about this stuff is it is super thin. Super thin. So I'm just going to put a nice, thin, even coat on the gun. I'm not going to puddle it because I want the test to be it's going to be a little more extreme than what I would normally lube my guns, but also I don't want to cause it to fail. Okay, get you a look here at it. That's about normal for me. Actually a little bit more. Normally what I would do at this point would be take a patch and kind of get any of those little heavy areas, but I'm not going to do that for this test because, like I said, I want to kind of make it a little extreme, at least for me. Okay, now I'm going to just apply some heat down the barrel, and we'll put some on the actual barrel here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to heat it like so. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. want to do the same thing. I'm just going to use the same end here. Put some there on the Q-tip, and just want to put a thin coat. A little bit on the feed ramp there. And as you can see, got a nice thin coat on everything. Okay, and we'll set that off to the side. Gonna bring in the Glock slide and barrel, and this is what I'm going to do. Actually, you know what? I'll do it this way. And I'm just going to heat this up, and while this is heating, I'm going to assemble the high point. So hang on real quick. Okay, if I can pop this thing out. Getting burnt. Okay, so same thing here. I'll put a thin coat on the inside of the slide. Make sure to get the rails. Make sure to get here on the lockup part. And that's a lot. Stuff's really thin. I'm not too crazy about that, but it is what it is. This turns out that it works, and I wind up using it. I can tell you there will not be this much in the gun. The directions basically apply. They tell you to do the same thing that they do with the other FrogLube, which is basically treat it, then wipe it all dry, basically. Well, I don't really see a point in buying it if that's the directions, quite honestly. The whole reason why I'm interested in this is to hopefully have an actual lubrication that will not freeze. If I was going to treat this and actually buff it all dry like I do the original stuff, then what the hell is the point in buying this? So they're both treated, and we are going to go ahead and set up the camera in front of the deep freezer, and we're going to go ahead and freeze these overnight, and then we'll head to the range. So here we go. Hang on. Head to the freezer. Okay, so here we go. I got my deep freezer open. I got the two guns and a like a lunch cooler. It's the only thing I really have that's going to help thermulate. So I'm just going to actually just put them all in here together. Since the high point holds 8, what I have is in the high point a fully loaded magazine, empty chamber. On the Glock, it is 7 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. So they're both going to have 8 rounds to make it an equal test. The reason why they're in this condition is the high point, I actually said, like in the beginning, it actually lives in a get home bag, and in my get home bag I don't have a round in the chamber, just a fully loaded magazine, because, well, it's a backup situation to get home. This one I carry, so there's obviously going to be a round in the chamber, so I need to simulate that one with that. And what I'm going to also do here is I'm just going to take a bottle of the FrogLube, of the liquid, the paste, and the new Extreme. And what we're going to do is we're just going to zip this on up like so, put it in there, and just so you guys know that, you know, I'm not trying to pull anything over you, today is, let me see if I can get it focused. Today is Saturday, December 17, 2016. It is 6:45 p.m. So we'll be at this tomorrow. I'm going to let it set all night. We're going to pull it from here. I'll show you the time, and then I'll show you the time once we get to the range, so you'll know the actual how long it takes me to get to the range, which is usually about 10 minutes. So there we go. And okay, so it's next day, just to show you. Today is now the 18th. It's 1:13 p.m. in the afternoon. Outside temperature is 28 degrees. So I'm glad I did do the artificial temperature here with using the freezer versus outside temp, because for whatever reason today we're not as cold as we were last couple of days. So here we go. As you can see, everything's still in here, and now we are off to the range. Okay, so here we go. Let me unlock my phone here for you guys. See if I can get it to 1:30, same temperature. There we go. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and open this on up. We're going to shoot the guns first, and then we're going to look at the actual the product here. So first thing I'm going to shoot first is the Glock, because it's the most important to me, because it's my basically primary. So let's get her going. Okay, this is FrogLube Extreme. There's a round in the chamber. It is freezing. See if I get a good look at that there. There's frost on the side of it. Okay. FrogLube Extreme. See how she does. First shots. Okay, did good. High point, C9, FrogLube Extreme. Well, I'm impressed. They both worked. Everything's still wet to touch. As you can see here, it's still wet and never froze up. And yes, it is very, very cold. Very cold, but yet still wet. Let's look at the high point here. As you can see, it's frozen in the back. There's some frost on it. About as much as I'm going to get out of a freezer, guys. So I could have left it outside. That's kind of irresponsible to do that kind of test. Now let's look at the products here, and I already know what to expect. Yeah, here we go. Okay, that's the liquid. Don't you hate when that happens? Okay. Here's the paste. It is. That's a raw card. Okay. Now, let's check this out. Still liquid. Nice. I'm super impressed. Okay, well, no sense in keep boring you any longer with this because the guns are already kind of heated up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to continue to just shoot. It's going to heat up and it's going to get better. So you've seen the initial first shots, which that's the ones that count when you're pulling a gun that's cold. So I'm going to continue to shoot here. My 26, I just put the Williams fire sights on it, so I need to kind of test it to make sure that that we're in, that it's sighted in. The FrogLube Extreme, it did as advertised, and what I was saying about how they recommended it, I didn't have my glasses on when I was reading it the first time. Actually, it does say to treat it, then wipe dry, and then add to the your friction areas if necessary. So I didn't catch that the first time I was reading it, so I apologize to you guys. Like I said, I just didn't have my glasses on when I was reading it. It's very small print on that package. So yeah, and as we found out just from the test there, it didn't freeze. It still stayed liquid, and as you've seen what the other stuff did, and the stuff is very, very, very cold. There's frost all over the gun. So the product gets a two thumbs up in my book. I'm going to continue to run this gun, and this product and my guns, and I'm very glad that I found it because you know, here in Ohio, it's very cold, and basically what I've been doing is just virtually going dry, which if you use FrogLube, you know that that's just a term. You know, the stuff is actually in the pores of the surface, so you're still lubricating, but yet there's no actual liquid in the gun. So that's how I've been running it, and I don't always like to do that. I still like to have a really, really fine, thin coat on the barrel and in my rails, and that's about it. I wouldn't recommend putting it in the chamber or anything like that with these kind of temperatures, just because of how cold it is. So FrogLube Extreme, thumbs way up, man. I definitely recommend that you check it out, especially if you're a fan of the FrogLube. You know, that way you don't have to treat your gun with anything else. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've made it this far, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe. Add the favorites, all that good stuff. That way we can keep this channel going, because it's you guys that keep this channel going. Like always, I want to encourage you to be performance driven in life and demand greatness, because you deserve it. Thanks for watching.